Welcome back to Beyond English, Unlocking the Power of Language. This is Persuasive Essay Writing 1. In this, we'll be looking at what is persuasion, the difference between persuasive writing and argumentative writing, and the basics of a persuasive essay, the introduction, the body, the conclusion, and the use of persuasive techniques such as ethos, pathos, and logos. We'll put it in simple English, what they mean and how to utilize them. So, this is Persuasive Essay Writing 1, the basics. Let's get into it. What is persuasion? Well, persuasion is where you try to convince someone to believe something or do something or both. It's not a gift that some people are born with, it's a skill that anyone can learn and develop. And you can dramatically increase your chances of success in conversations, speeches, and essays by using proven persuasive techniques and putting them in the right structure and format. So, what are these techniques and what is the structure? Well, that's exactly what we're going to uncover today in this video. Let's begin. We're going to start by looking at the difference between persuasive writing and argumentative writing. In a persuasive essay, you're trying to convince somebody of something. In an argumentative essay, you're trying to prove something, prove a point. In persuasive writing, you're trying to get somebody to believe an idea, take an action, or both. You don't just use facts to prove something, but you use feelings, trust, and reasoning combined with facts to convince somebody to believe something or do something. Persuasive is like someone trying to sell you something. Think of a salesman or someone trying to sell you an idea, a service, an experience, or a solution. With that, they will use facts along with feelings, trust, and reasoning to try to sell you whatever they're trying to sell you. In persuasive writing, a rebuttal isn't always necessary. However, in argumentative writing, which aims to prove a point with facts, statistics, and logic, it usually includes a rebuttal, which is an answer to the other side's argument. So think of argumentative writing as a lawyer in court trying to prove something, and persuasive writing as a salesman trying to sell you something. In persuasive writing, you need to use the three persuasive tools of ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos is credibility and trust. You need to establish first credibility and trust. This is why people should believe you, should listen to you, should trust you. An example may be doctors agree that exercise improves health. So here we have a credible source. Doctors, as health professionals, agreeing that exercise improves health. Pathos is to do with emotions and feelings. This is where you're trying to get the reader to feel something. How can you make your reader feel something? Attach emotions to your message. Here's an example. Imagine the joy of living the life of your dreams. So we're getting the reader to imagine joy, a life of their dreams, attaching feelings to the message. And the last one, logos, logic and reason. This is where you use facts and evidence to prove your point. Example, studies show that non-smokers live longer than smokers. Therefore, just by logic and reason, you're better off not smoking. So they're the three persuasive tools that you need to use in your essays, and normally these are included in the body paragraphs. Ethos, credibility and trust. Pathos, emotions and feelings. And logos, logic and reason. The art of persuasion is to use character, emotion, and reason together. Aristotle said this over 2,000 years ago, and not much has changed. They're still as effective today, ethos, pathos, and logos. And that's exactly what we're going to learn to do in our essays. Use character, credibility and trust, emotion, feelings, and reason, logic, to persuade or convince the reader to believe or do something. Let's have a look at these things in more detail along with the essay structure. Like all essays, a good persuasive essay has three parts. The introduction, which starts with a hook to grab the reader's attention, and then your thesis statement, which clearly states your opinion or point of view. Then come your body paragraphs. In your persuasive essay, these three body paragraphs utilize the three persuasive techniques of ethos, pathos, and logos, in that order. Ethos establishes credibility and trust. You use credible sources to build rapport with your reader. Pathos is where you connect to the reader's feelings and emotions. How can you make your reader feel something? And logos, you finish with logic and reason. What facts or evidence can you use to prove what has gone before, to prove your point of view, to prove that this is a good idea? And then last of all is your conclusion. You summarize your main points and end with a final emotional appeal that is a call to action, a call to believe or to do, a call to believe what you're telling them, or to take the action that you're asking them to take, or to do both. So make sure that in your essay structure, your introduction includes a hook and your thesis statement. Your body paragraphs are ethos, pathos, and logos in that order, and your conclusion summarizes the main points but ends with a final emotional appeal for them to do something, believe something, or both. This is an important point, so I'm just going to say it again. Your body paragraphs use ethos, pathos, and logos in that order. Ethos first to establish credibility and trust with your reader. Pathos next to build an emotional connection with the reader and the message. And logos finally using logic and reason to prove your point before your conclusion and call to action. Remember Aristotle's quote, "The art of persuasion is to use character, emotion, and reason together." Okay, summing up, persuasive writing is where you try to convince someone to believe something or do something or both. It's like someone trying to sell you an idea, a solution, a service, or an experience. Argumentative writing aims to prove a point, like lawyers in court trying to convince a judge and a jury. There are three persuasive tools: ethos, pathos, and logos, and they should be used in that order. First, show your credibility, ethos. Next, connect with the reader's feelings, pathos. And finally, use logic and reason to prove your point. Okay, that's it. So what's next? In video 2, we'll look at how to construct your essay and utilize these techniques more effectively. We'll look at paragraph formats and the use of topic and linking sentences. And I will provide some examples that you can use in your own essays. Remember, persuasion is power. Master it, and you can change opinions, inspire action, and make your voice heard. Okay, that's it for Persuasive Essay Writing 1, the basics. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm Teacher Steve from Beyond English, Unlocking the Power of Language. And leave a comment if you have something worthwhile to say. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video, Persuasive Essay Writing 2. Chat soon.